Hello everybody, Internet back again with another video. Today's video, guys, is gonna be about this upcoming Australian Open that is just around the corner, which will start about a couple of days from now. And I'm just waiting for the draw to come out, and I'm gonna of course do a preview when the draw will come out, and the draw will be important, guys. Of course, the draw will be important. Novak Djokovic, of course, is the main favorite in the Grand Slam in this Australian Open. It's no secret of it. Everybody knows this, guys. The guy has won the tournament 7 times. He has played 7 finals. Never lost 1 final. But he has some challengers. My friends. And Novak's biggest threats in Australian Open, it is not Nadal. It is not Federer. Especially not Nadal. Nadal, he has to figure out. He has to change his tactics, he has to change his mindset to defeat Novak Djokovic in Australian Open, because the way he's trying to do, it is not working. If I should only meet Nadal for 1 hour, not even 1 hour, it is not necessary to meet him 1 hour. If I just should meet Rafa Nadal in a meeting 30 minutes, I know what I would tell to him. I would say to him like this: you have to come closer to the baseline. You need to stop to play tennis 2 meters behind from the baseline, because it is not the way for you to defeat Novak Djokovic. Because if you play 2-3 meters behind from the baseline, you will never ever defeat Novak Djokovic again outside clay, and he will not. Stop returning 2-3 meters behind from baseline. Come forward to the baseline. Shorten up your swings, because the reason why Nadal returns so far behind the baseline is because he has pretty long swings. He has to return on hard courts in a similar way like he does on grass. On grass, he returns closer to the baseline, but he doesn't do that on hard courts. He needs to return on hard courts in the same way like he does on grass. And then, for God's sakes, get off your topspin. Your topspin is killing you against Novak Djokovic. Your topspin is not helping you against Novak Djokovic. I don't know why his team are not saying that to him. Play flatter, for God's sakes. I know that you have played topspin in your entire life, and it is not easy to just change that game plan, change that tactic, change that mindset, but I know that he can play flatter. I have seen that. He did that in that match in ATP Cup against Novak in that second set, and he made that second set much closer. He had 5 breakpoint opportunities. He had a mini break in the tie break. Nadal needs to do a lot of changes to defeat Novak Djokovic on hard courts and on grass. If he doesn't do that, he will never defeat Novak Djokovic ever again outside clay. He needs to start playing like Medvedev, RBA, Team, Federer. All these 4 guys, they have less topspin than Rafael Nadal, especially Medvedev and RBA. Medvedev and RBA, their shots almost not bounce anything on hard court and grass, because they don't have so much topspin. They don't basically have any topspin at all. They play so flat. They play so flat shots, and that bothers Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, he loves Rafa's topspin. Novak Djokovic loves taking that ball on his strike zone, on his wheelhouse. He can do that the entire week, 7 days in the week, 58 weeks in a year. He likes doing that. Rafa needs to play flatter, like Medvedev, Team, Federer, and RBA. Especially Medvedev and RBA. Medvedev and RBA, they don't have almost any topspin at all in their shots, and that's why they are bothering Nadal much more than and that's why they are bothering Djokovic much more than Nadal is doing. For God's sakes, Medvedev defeated Djokovic 2 times last year, or 1 time in clay, 1 time on hard court. RBA defeated Djokovic 2 times last year, both times on hard court. When did Nadal defeat Novak Djokovic on hard court? 7 years ago, US Open, 2013. Why? Because Nadal is making the life so easy for Novak Djokovic. And if I just could meet Rafa Nadal for 30 minutes, I know what I would tell him. I really know what I would tell him. I should forbidden him to play this kind of tennis like he did in the first set. 2 meters closer to the baseline on returns, 2 meters closer to the baseline on rallies, and no topspin. And if you have topspin, have it sometimes. Play flatter, slice sometimes. Djokovic doesn't always like the slice. Federer gives Djokovic a lot of slices, and that bothers Djokovic time to time, especially on grass. 3 things Nadal has to change: closer to the baseline on returns, closer to the baseline on rallies, and play flatter a la Medvedev, a la RBA. And if he does that, and of course aggressive. He needs to strike first. He needs to play high percentage of tennis like Roger Federer. Nadal did a clean match against Djokovic, 17 winners, 14 unforced errors. But that is not enough. He needs to do more winners, more unforced errors. He needs to take bigger risks. He needs to take more cuts on the ball. So Nadal, to have a chance against Novak Djokovic ever again outside clay, he needs to do these changes, guys. He really needs to do. And I'm surprised how his team are not telling this to him. He needs to come out of his comfort zone. Otherwise, he will never defeat Novak Djokovic outside clay. I really believe he will never do that. Because Djokovic has more troubles against next-gen players than what he has against Nadal. Djokovic has more trouble against Federer and what he has against Nadal. Why? Because the other players, they take it to Djokovic. They take time away from Djokovic. They play flatter. They play more aggressive. They don't play with much topspin like Nadal does. And that makes Djokovic's life much harder. And Nadal needs to do the same. Nadal needs to watch and learn what other players are doing to Djokovic. I'm not a Nadal fan, even though that some people believe that. I'm just trying to analyze things. I'm a tennis analytiker. I'm a tennis lover. I'm a tennis guru, and that's it. And in Australian Open, if Djokovic loses, he will not do that against Nadal. If Nadal doesn't do these changes, he will never lose against Nadal in Australian Open in that final, because they can only face each other in the final. I don't think he will lose against Federer either. If Djokovic loses, he will do that against flat shotters. Medvedev, RBA, Tsitsipas, Federer, team. Fast team is not good on fast hardcourt, so I'm counting with team to make a big damage in Australia Open, to be quite honest. I'm counting with Tsitsipas, RBA, Medvedev, and to some extent Federer. Federer, he has, after all, won Australia Open 6 times, so you cannot count Federer out. If Federer has a good draw, he can maybe do some damage, but I don't think that Federer will lift the trophy. The trophy, I think, will be lifted by Djokovic in the end. If Djokovic loses, he will do that against Medvedev, RBA, or Tsitsipas. He will do that against one of these 3 players. I don't think he will do that against Federer. I don't think he will do that against Nadal. I don't think he will do that against team. So he will lose against Tsitsipas, Medvedev, or RBA. If Djokovic loses, he will not do that against his top shift rivals. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.